Good evening, everyone. It's Marilyn here with Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you on Thursday, August 3rd. Can't believe it's August already. Can you? Really, really. The days are flying by. I don't know how come. Just seem to be happening as we go on. Um, I don't know. I've read too that as you get older, the days go faster, and maybe that's what's happening. I certainly am not getting any younger. But anyway, I'm here to make a card with you. So I'd like to welcome you all, whether you've been here before or not. Please come on, let us know where you're watching from, what kind of day you've been having. Here in Spruce Grove, we've had wonderful weather. Yesterday, we were able to go out and spend some time at a campground with my cousins, and it was really nice to be able to sit outside and just enjoy the weather. And of course, enjoy the company. My question for you tonight is, because we're still in summer, as far as I'm concerned, August is summer, would you rather be swimming in a lake or in a pool? Or do you do swimming at all? I have 5 grandchildren, as you probably know, and 2 of them are in their 20s, and the others are 13, 11, and 9. And the little ones, as we call them, just love swimming in any kind of pool they can get to. They're great swimmers, which is wonderful to see, because to me it is a life skill that they should know. And they were recently on holidays, and everything they exclaimed about when they came back was how much fun they had in the water. So let me know. I have some screens I'm going to share with you, and I do have a couple things to let you know. Of course, those of you in the Stampin' Up world, you know that we've recently been able to see a new catalog that's coming out, and it is amazing. Just so many great things happening there. So I hope that you've either got one, or you're getting one, or you're going to ask for one, which I can send anywhere in Canada. So let me know. And would look at getting some of those things yourself. They're pretty amazing, and I can hardly wait to get mine so I can share them with you. So let's go on to, we have the classes I normally have. Zoom with Friends class, Fridays at 1. Again, just to remind you that this one is not publicized openly on social media. But if you'd like to join, just send me a message and I will add you to the list that I send out emails to. And I am open to anybody teaching those classes. So we have a lot of fun. There's no stress, nobody complaining about anything. It's just lots of fun and sharing and caring as we make cards together. It's a great group of friends. So please let me know. I also have 12 months of Christmas cards, the second Thursday of each month. Again, I do this on Zoom, and I send out a PDF, and I send out kits to Canada, but I can send a PDF anywhere. So let me know on that one. You'll find registration forms on social media and in my newsletter. So if you don't subscribe to my newsletter, I really would appreciate you doing that. Keep up on everything that's happening. I also have monthly card class, third Thursday of each month. Same idea. I can send kits to anywhere in Canada. And I do ask that registration for all my classes be, well, not the Zoom one, but the Christmas card one and the monthly one. And if I have any Stamp-A-Stacks, I like them to be at least 2 weeks ahead so I can get the kits done and mailed to you, because I can never quite trust Canada Post. So my question again, for those of you coming on now, I see there's a number of comments, but I haven't had a chance to look at them yet. I will. And please know that I will go back and read all the comments after the fact and answer any questions you have. Any of you on here that are demonstrators and know the answers to questions, please answer, please share. And like I say, we've got a great community happening, and I just love being here with you. So I'm going to switch to my desktop, and this is the card that I posted the picture of. I was hoping to do it last week, and things happened and I just couldn't. So I'm going to show you this week. It is a cascading top-out card. So it's made like so, and really not as difficult as it looks. So I'm going to show you that in just a minute, and I'm just going to pop over and look at your comments. And see if there's anything I need to attend to. I see Betty and Karen and Roz and Judy and Linda and Stacy and Maggie and Carmen, lake or ocean. My question was, would you rather swim in a lake or pools? And Carmen's reply is she likes a lake or an ocean, although I'm really not picky and love pools too. So um, great to hear. Great to hear. So yes, please pop on and answer. And I've got Betty over on YouTube saying excited about getting my Christmas kits. They are beautiful. Thank you, Betty. I'm excited to send them to you, and I'm glad Canada Post finally gets them there. Linda, not a big fan of pools because of the chlorine. That's true. Pools do have a lot of chlorine, but they are, I don't know, in my world, a little bit, what's at the bottom of them, I guess would be the my comment on those. So thank you for joining me, everyone, and keep your comments going, keep chatting with each other. I love seeing what's happening there. Just want to point out, just a minute, let's figure out where it is. Do you see my QR code up here? Something new I'm trying. Those of you who use QR codes, and I understand there's more and more people doing that, that is the one for shopping on my site. So if you scan that as it's on here, whether you're watching live or the replay, you should be taken to my Stamp Up site. Pardon me. I did not bring my water down here. There's an awful tickle in my throat, so I will grab a cough candy. So to do this card, first of all, I want to show you the one that Judy Gibson had sent me when we were dealing with the hospital scenarios. And I had posted this. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at all the work she did on that. And had someone asked how she did it, if she had plans, whatever, and she said no, she had seen one and she figured it out. And she did an awesome job. I don't know how to display it for you. I'll lay it like that for now while we talk about it. And so I said, okay, we'll look for that eventually. And then Judy was all excited one day. Whoops, just a sec. I'm going to remove this banner and put this one back on. She sent me a message and said, Lisa, Curcio had done this card on her blog that day. So I went over there, and that's where I got the plans for today. So thank you again, Judy, for that. It's very, very nice. Did take a larger envelope, as you can see the envelope that Judy used to send it to me. But the one that Lisa did fits in our regular envelope. And I'm going to give you some measurements. I'm going to show you how to cut it. I have done this one with cardstock and decorated it with designer paper. I have done these pieces with designer paper so I can show you how they're cut. And I'm going to actually cut a different one and show you that one as well tonight. So, and then I'm going to make one with cardstock because I want to show you how to attach these pieces for decorating. I agree with you, Karen. Karen says, I don't think I would ever attempt to figure out that gorgeous card. I agree. So, yes. Thank you, Judy, for pointing out that Lisa had it on her website as well. So first of all, you need a piece of, and that's part of the reason I'm going to show you designer paper as well, because you need a 12-inch piece of paper to start. So you need one that is 12 by 8, not 8.5, but 12 by 8. And you want to score it Marie is here tonight. Good, Marie. Good to see you. You want to score it at 2, 4, 8, and 10, but you want to put a pencil mark at 6. And I'll try and Again, it'll show up better on the designer paper than my white paper, but I do have 12 by 12 white, which I had for many, many days because of doing scrapbooking a while ago. So once you've got it scored and your pencil mark, which I just took my scoring tool and went down and did the 2, the 4. Then, of course, you have to open up the arm. And when I did the 6, I didn't score it. I just took my pencil and went down the center of our ruler. I think it's made perfectly for that. And then I'm going to score again at 8 and at 10. So you want to do that before you cut it. Then you want to turn it so your short side is at the top, and you want to mark it, lay your paper at 5.5, and again with your pencil, whoops, it'd be nice if I got it in the picture, wouldn't it? Again with your pencil, just mark the top. Then down here at the bottom, okay, let's do it this way. Down here, you want to move it over so you're at 2.5. And again, you've got a lip to put it on here, and you're going to mark it at 2.5. Making sense so far? I hope. Hello, Peggy. I see your name pop up there. Then, what you're going to do, and I'm not going to do it on this because I want this as a sample, is you want to, I have to move this so you can see it. You want to line up your 5.5 pencil mark here, and your 2.5 pencil mark down here on an angle like that. Oh, can you see what's happening? And yes, it is kind of buckled and whatever, but you can cut it that way. So that's your first step of it. And when you cut it, you end up with 2 identical pieces. Okay, which I have these designer paper ones done. So they're identical. And before you do start, you might want to make sure you've got exactly a 12-inch piece. I think when I did this one, I had to trim it a little bit because when I cut it, it wasn't quite in half. Then you want to take one of them, and I did from this side so I could see it. You're going to cut halfway up this fold line. Actually, do your folding. No, I didn't do my folding first. I just went to the score line and I cut halfway up, not measuring, just halfway. Missed this one, did this one. Well, believe me, I missed this one and then did this one. So that's up from the bottom. You're going to cut. Then on the other one, you're going to cut down from the top on those same lines. So this one, not this one, which is your pencil one, and this one. So every second one. Then you just slide them together. And this one's really loose because I've been playing with it, but I wanted to keep it just to show you. Once you get them together, you can lay them like that, and there's your card. Easy peasy. Right, Judy, if you're watching, I again thank you for sharing this with me. So then you have obviously this color on this side, this color on this side. It's okay. This paper's okay, and the one I'm going to do tonight with designer paper, I think will work fine. But not all designer paper will. So I'm going to set that aside. Then I'm going to show you the one I did with what I'm going to do tonight with cardstock. So I've also got Berry Vanilla cardstock in 12-inch. So again, I did my 12 by 8, marked it at 5, marked it at 2.5, 5.5 and 2.5, and did my cut. So I've got two identical pieces. One with a pencil line and the rest are score lines. I have taken it and cut halfway up there, halfway up there, halfway up there. So that's from the bottom up. On this one, I turned it around and I cut from the top. Halfway down, halfway down, halfway down. So now I can take these and fold them. And it doesn't matter which way you fold them, but I certainly am going to fold this straight. I don't want it. And then I'm going to fold it back. I'm just going to do an accordion fold. And just on the score lines, not on that pencil line. Okay. And you can do that on both pieces, and then they're just going to fit together like those sample ones I did. Yes, Karen, I agree. Bless you for figuring that out. So, and again, on this, whoops, let's do it this way. I want my edges to be, say, make sure I've got one on each. So the biggest thing, well, there's two things. The other thing Lisa showed, because I did go and watch her video 2 or 3 times actually. And it's certainly there for you to watch if you want to. She's at Lisa's Stamp Studio. And I know a lot of you do know who she is and have watched her. So there are my pieces. Now I'm going to put them all together. Well, hopefully. Down here. And if they don't quite, like if your cuts aren't deep enough, you can cut them further. You just want them halfway so that when you put them all together like that, they are going to, well, you do have to fold on that one. Sorry, fold on the pencil line too. And mine is not working. What did I do wrong? So, I'll try this again. Make sure I've got it at 2. No, that's fine. This one's at 4.25. Okay. Let me try. You know how we get trained to do 4.25 for everything? Obviously, that's what I did. See if that will work now. And this one is going to be wrong as well because they were done before. Make sure that's the right. Because then it was giving a 3. Great. How did that one end up? That does not make sense. Yes. The second, guys, I'll be back. What's that? No. Yeah, maybe go with that. I'll look after. I'm gonna be online there, huh? Okay. Okay. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to do it on the designer paper and show you guys there, because it hasn't been cut at all. But well, this one's still out on here. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Was this So this one is 2, 4, 6 for the pencil mark, 8 was wrong, and 10. I don't know how could I end up doing that? So disaster. And oh, must have been a full moon last week or something, hey, when I did this. What was it? You know what? I think now that I'm looking at it, I wonder if I turned something over when I shouldn't have. But anyway, for the winner of this card for next week, I will make you or give you my other sample because this one's all bent out of shape. But let's see if it can be magic now. Those of you who thought that other one was magic, this one certainly isn't. There, look at that. Okay, so then I'm going to, but I want to show you on this one because what Lisa did, and I thought, oh, that's a great way because now I have all these pieces of paper, which I will give you her measurements. There's two, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. There's two each, and 1 3/4 by 4 1/2, 1 3/4 by 3 1/4, and 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. And thank you, Linda, for answering that question. So I have used the inked botanical paper because it goes well with my Fairy Vanilla. So I have 2 of each of those sizes, and they will go on either side so that it ends up looking like this one. But to keep it straight, because these are, as you saw, I've got mixed up everywhere. She just went down and she wrote right, right, right. And then on this side, she wrote an L for left. And then take it apart again and put your designer paper on. And then when you put it back together, it's all correct. So here is my left, left, right. So that is indicating, if you can't see that well enough. Betty, I like your comment, Betty. We'll all probably have it out of safe the first attempt. Just don't be frustrated. It's just paper. So then she put, and I will attach my designer paper. And I'm going to have my even space around here, but you can see it needs to be trimmed up here. So what I like to do, and she was marking it with a pencil and doing whatever, but I found on another card I did, and I'm sure you watched that with me, that if okay, it's lined up there. If I slide it up that 1/4 of an inch or whatever, turn it over and either mark it or I'm going to live really dangerously and just cut it along that edge. When I go to attach it now, it's going to be fairly even, right? So before I lose where these go, I'm just going to glue them as I go. So you do this on either piece and think as if you've got the 8 1/2 by, no, the 12 by 12 it's not really right. The 12 by 12 paper cardstock, give it a whirl because it really does make the card stand up nice. The designer paper one will stand up, but not quite as nice. So again, I've got it lined up here. I'm going to move it ever so slightly. And yes, it did seem weird to be only putting this where I've written my left and right. because as you saw, I almost put one in here, but that was the benefit of doing what she had said, was to go along there and mark it. And then I have one on this side, which will be my smallest piece. And it doesn't matter if you write on there because you're going to cover it up with your paper. If you want to just make it with designer paper, because it is 12 by 12, and we all, I'm sure, have lots of it, you can just use it. And like I say, I will do one in designer paper because oh, there's where the other one goes. Okay. So again, getting ahead of myself here. Is that the right? That is. Okay. That piece, I'm going to move it just ever so slightly. And then I'm going to put my scissors in there, and hopefully it didn't move too much. And it does, I guess, hey, it looks kind of weird, but and look at it's going to cover up that fold mark that I had to make the extra one. And there's that piece. Then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to do the same on here. And yes, please just keep chatting and whatever on there and letting each other know what you've been up to. What do you like in the new catalog? Oh, those of you who have been able to see it online, and those of you who haven't, if you want to join a team, we're always welcome to new people. And you get to order early. I know that everybody that I've seen on there has just been amazed at how good the catalog is. So you wouldn't want to miss out. So again, I'm just lining it up. I'm moving it ever so slightly so that I'm going to have the same, approximately the same space all around. Peggy, almost everything. Yes, there are some, and I can't wait to actually get my catalog. I know some of you in the US have been getting them. I know Roz, Peggy, I think you're can't have any distractions when attempting this card. You mean like the doorbell ringing and hubby calling you? Yeah. Well, that's okay. I told him to call me. Okay, so there. And you could, if you aren't comfortable with just cutting like I am here, you certainly could draw it with a market up there, or you could do some measuring if you'd rather do that. There's nothing stopping you from that. And last but not least, we get this one on, and then I will put it back together. Yes, Catherine. I know I made a list and I started and then I went back, and of course budget dictates a lot of what I do. And I either had to increase my budget or decrease my selections. So it's but then I keep thinking, well, we've got another couple of months. I can always buy from it then. So okay. So let's see if we can put this back together. And lo and behold, so I do have, don't run away tonight. I've got a few happy mail cards to show you, and I have the winner from last time. There's the card. So when you open it up, it has paper all along that side, all along that side. Isn't that magic? I just think it's pretty neat when it all works. So then I went and I decided that I was going to just put a greeting on here. Now, when you look at, well, when you look at what Judy did, she decorated lots. And you certainly could. I'm kind of, let's get it done. And I like the paper, the designer paper, doing a lot of the work. So I did not. On my sample one, as you can see, I used the glimmer paper. So that's a little bit fancy. Here I used the nested dies, which are new, and I'm loving them. And I'm going to stamp my bang, 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 my greeting. Whoops, it's a little low, but with my crushed curry, I believe it is. Yes. And the stamps that I've used is Lasting Joy, just this one, because it happens to fit in that. And I'm just going to put that on there with, now something else I should tell you that she did, and I'm not doing. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. What Lisa did was she put little hinges in here so that this really popped out. And that's why she called it a fancy fold pop-out card. I didn't on my other sample, and I'm not on this one. I am just going to try to put this on straight. Whoops. And put it where you can see it. I'm going to make sure that these line up, and then I'm just going to adhere them. So I think because of my folds, I'm having an issue. But it will help hold it. So then on the back, you can put one big piece, whether you want to decorate it or not, to where you can write. And it holds, I don't have that piece cut to put on, but it would hold these kind of together, which is what I've done on this one. And I will do on this one for my sample. You can see on Judy's that she added color again, just in pieces, and there's room to write on it. And she, instead of writing on it, she actually included a little letter to me. Thank you again, Judy, for that. So there is your card. So I hope I will put the dimensions in the description of the video afterward. And I'm hoping that you will give it a try. And yes, Betty, even if you have to shut everything off so that you can go through it and get it done. But it is quite a neat card. So I'm going to, we're not too bad for time. I'm just going to lay those up there, and I'm going to take this piece of paper and attempt to make one with it. Okay, so I need to have it at 12 by 8. So I'm going to cut it at 8. And I am going to double check that it is 12 this way, because we have discovered over the years, and you can see, well, maybe you can't, but I can see that it is over by just a little bit. So I'm going to shave that little bit off. It's not much, but the Stampin' Up! Trimmer does a great job of that. Pardon me. And it does help in this case to make sure that everything's in the right place. So then I'm going to go somewhere, and I'm going to score it at 2. I'm going to score it at 4, not 4 1/4. I'm going to mark it at 6. Okay, lost my pencil. And this ruler has a hole in it so you can do that marking. I'm going to score it at 8, and I'm going to score it at 10. And I can feel the score marks. You certainly can't see them, but then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to put it back in here, and I'm going to mark with my pencil at 5.5. And the first couple times I did it, I mistakenly took it out and tried to turn it around and do the 2.5. It's so much easier. I can get it in the screen here for you. If you just take it over here to 2.5 and mark it at the bottom, because our trimmer has the same dimensions here at the bottom, so it works well. So then what you want to do is line up that one and this one. Now I have to, in the groove, well, again, you can't see because I've got, but trust me, I'm going to cut that, and it did come out pretty straight. Okay, so next I will take from wherever I can see it. It might be on this side, except that my one, two. That is my, oh, my other one. I'm going to take this one apart so that I can, I'm cutting up from the bottom. I want to cut one, this one. Cut one, which happens to be my, my pencil line didn't go all the way. That's not interesting. Try that again. I want it on this side anyway. So let's do, I think that happened because I didn't have this down all the way. Okay, so I did that one. I missed that one. I'm going to cut this one roughly half. I'm going to miss that one, and I'm going to cut this one. Then I'm going to take this one and cut it from the top. So I'm going to cut that one, this one, cut this one, and that's why you put the pencil mark. This one, and cut this one. And it's just a matter of putting those together and hoping that it all works out this time. If you do this with it and they're even, then your cuts are good. And you should be able to, that's the score line, that's the score line, and there is your degrees. Now, sorry, I'm going to do this differently because it will lay better if I do the scoring here. And yes, the paper is pretty, and I thought this paper, when I was trying to pick one that I liked both sides of, this brown, I'm going to call it the brown one, isn't too bad, but these, I think this is works very well for this. So And it doesn't matter which way you fold them here, as long as you get the fold straight. So, okay, let's try this one more time. So envision what paper you have, and let's see what you can create for something like this. And then just score them again as you've got them down here. And when you do one like this with designer paper, you don't have to just what happened there. You don't have to worry about cutting those angles for your paper on top. And I do not have a greeting for that one. But what DSP is that? Oh, that is part of that big package, Betty, that you get the 48 sheets. Delicate, eclectic, I think would be perfect for Mother's Day. You're right. Yeah. So, let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, like I say, you know where to reach me. And once again, thank you, Judy, for doing this and for letting me know that you had found one with actual measurements, because you did an awesome job with that. So, okay, I will go back and read comments afterwards. I'm going to carry on now and show you my Happy Mail. And this is a card I received from Sylvia. Isn't that neat how she put the embellishments around her focal point? I thought, what a neat idea. And a little bit of the DSP there. This one also from Sylvia. Again, a way of using your greeting to pop out and the embellishment. This one is from Lillian. Using more of the paper out of that set, Betty, that you were asking about, that big batch of paper, and cut with the curves. With that one, this one's from Bonnie for our swap. Thank you, Bonnie. Great card, great choices. Love the layout. This is one that's one where you did the zoom. This one's from Linda. You're on here, Linda. Thank you so much. Again, a different way to use a die. She put the designer paper in strips and then die cut the top layer on it, and it really makes it pop. This one is from Lori, another one with our swap, daisies, and you'll find those all on my VIP page, because I am sharing my team swaps on there because I love sharing them. This one's from Nancy, another set I don't have. The Silly Goose told me it's your birthday, and she's got the goose on the inside as well. This is the one I did for our swap using the don't remember the name of that one, and I don't have my paper with you to tell me, but it's the one that's got the Stampin' Up logo one in it as well. And then this one is one that Linda taught us in our Zoom class last week. Not last week, the week before. And it has double pockets, and you can embellish however you want for them in there. You could put gift cards, you could put bookmarks. We had all kinds of suggestions done, and more of that designer paper out of that pack, Betty. So you were wondering, I've used that pack quite a bit. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to go over now, if I can remember how to do this, and share the screen so that I need to have entire screen. I have no idea. Nope, it's not quite what I want. The browser has blocked this screen. I just go here. You need see the tool. This is sorry, I'm using a different browser this time because I was having issues with being able to. Well, I guess you can't. Okay, it's not gonna work. Let's see if I can try it one more time. Current screen select. Okay. I want to show that one. I want to show this one. Now what do you got? Because it's nice to see your name come up, isn't it? If I just see if that's going to work. Ah, looks like you can see it. So I'm going to do the draw for the 5 cards. And please, as always, if you haven't had happy mail from me before, please send me your address. Stacy, I know you have. If I could find where my mouse is, I would do it again. They have adjusted this program. Oh, I have to show you the winner of the last cards. And Catherine. And I love sharing these cards with you, so I hope you enjoy receiving them as well. And use them, put them to good use. Don't you don't have to keep them, you don't have to give them away, just enjoy them. Peggy. Okay, I've got 2 more. Isn't it great to see your name go by? Sue. And last but not least, we have ta-da, Karen. Okay, so thank you so much again for find where my mouse is here. Everybody for being here and putting up with me for having to fix things and whatever. Just want to show you, let me switch back to this camera for a minute. This is the card that we did 2 weeks ago. And I did go back to that one and take everybody's name who commented either during the live or afterwards. And Sharon, you are the winner. So that card will be coming to you in the mail. So please keep commenting, keep sharing. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to try and show you for next time. I love doing new things like that. So Peggy, I do have your address. I see you're saying, where do we send it? Normally you would just send it to me in Messenger, but I do have yours, so you should be good to go. And I will reach out if I don't find I've kept it. So, alrighty. So thanks everyone. See you next week. Bye now.